Can you review a game without playing it? No, of course not. You can form an opinion on whether or not you're interested in a game based off of trailers, talks, gameplay demos, but you can't give a comprehensive review of a game unless you actually try it. But it leads me to a bigger question. When should you review a game? Reviews are supposed to be a focal lens that people can use to determine if they're going to enjoy a game based on the experience and discussion of the reviewer and the details they provide in their work. Skilled reviewers can make you question games you already like, introduce you to new games, or in my case, can change your mind on a game that you already like. I'll talk about that later. But first, I want to discuss 3 different time frames that most reviews, not all of them, but most, will fall under. As soon as possible. Trying to get a review out as soon as possible comes with its own benefits. You're quick to the market, you're allowing any unsure buyers the opportunity to quickly find out if it's a good game or a bad game. It's pretty simple. This also leads to good YouTube SEO. If people are immediately searching, is this a good game, and you've already got your review out, well, that's a lot more audience for you. Your content grows and you become known as somebody that does these reviews quickly, and they'll come back for more in the future. But this strategy also comes with a set of problems, mainly a lack of depth. People will see the shallowness in your work. They'll see the superficial points that you're bringing up, and they will not take you as seriously or enjoy your content as much as somebody who puts in more time and more effort into their craft. Another problem you could be facing is providing incorrect information. You may have a hot take of something the game's doing wrong very early on and believe that that's the case throughout all of it, not knowing that maybe later down the line it gets addressed or it has a reason to be like that. You're just taking it for face value and not giving the game time enough to explain it and do it properly. And that can lead to people being misinformed on whether or not the game is good enough or will be to their liking because you didn't put in the time and effort. Full playthrough. Completing one full playthrough of a game is a good staple to follow before critiquing, as you have experienced what the creators deem to be the complete package. Additional content exists, but that's normally for power users. So if you're reviewing for more casual players, you've got enough to work with. Longer playing sessions give you the opportunity to look deeper into what the game is saying, what ideas it's providing, what it wants to make you feel, and what experience you're getting out of it. The main problem here, of course, is time. You're slower to market, leading to a higher likelihood that a lot of people are going to miss your video because they're not looking at that topic anymore. Depending on game length, you could be days or weeks behind other reviewers, and most people will have just made their own decision before you've had a chance to discuss yours. Jesus, there's my accent. Another big problem is that sometimes one playthrough just isn't enough to get a full grasp of a game. So you could find yourself later down the line still being wrong about your initial thoughts and opinions. But for the time being, one full playthrough is a very good standard to follow. When ready. The most time-consuming way to create a review would be to hold off as long as possible. Replay multiple times, take weeks or months to formulate your exact reasons for liking or disliking a game. These are some of the most entertaining and engaging reviews to read or watch, as proper time and effort have gone into their creation. But the biggest fault on this method is the time sink. Most people will have moved on to the next big thing and the next big game, and might not be interested in your 3-hour video breaking down the definite detail of your thoughts for a game. Although certain hardcore audience will love this, the shareability and commercial success of these projects are going to be a lot tougher to sell than a 5-minute review the day after the game launches. What's interesting with these different versions is that all 3 have successful examples. The short versions have the IGN reviews, which are around 5 or 6 minutes and just get across the general vibe and state of a game. The full playthrough bracket is where the majority of video game essays and reviews take place, with creators such as Razbuten, Writing on Games, and Eurothug 4000, creating interesting videos on new games and providing very poignant, thoughtful discussion. The Goliath reviews that are 45 minutes to an hour plus that talk about the most random small game for the Nintendo 64 have their big creators. And the ones that come to mind for me are Noah Caldwell Gervais and Jacob Giller, who have significantly longer videos whenever they discuss these game series, but they have an audience who love their work specifically for their attention to detail and this longer runtime. I specifically bring up Noah because the work he has released has managed to change my mind on a game I have previously disliked, Forza Horizon 5. I must have been in like a negative frame of mind before playing, as I tried it for about an hour and immediately uninstalled it in contempt. The map was empty, the driving felt weird, there was like confusing missions, however they worked, and is that a slot machine? I don't know. I was sure in my own experience that the game was just no good, until I watched Noah Caldwell Gervais's video on it. His hour-long video discussing the interesting points and features of Horizon 5 piqued my interest. He made me question my own feelings. And with some free time over Christmas, I give it a second go, and I'm now level 75 in it. This shows the value of a good review, how it changes opinions and shows games either in their most beautiful, perfect light, or shows them as the harmful cash grabs that you might not have initially noticed. Which brings me again to my final question: why should we review games? The reasons listed in my notes go from educational purposes, pure entertainment, philosophical discussion. All of these are good reasons, but I believe they boil down to the same message at heart. We make reviews to help others. We want other people to have an amazing experience when they're gaming, and that can be done with a well-made review, a recommendation, or a video essay. These types of media point people towards the right directions, to better games, to better stories, and to a better experience. Thank you.